Boosting is probably going away in Wrath, and I'll tell you why. Wowhead recently posted an interview with Brian Birmingham, lead software engineer for WoW Classic, and in it, Brian answers questions about different player concerns regarding Wrath Classic. He talks a lot about some really important stuff in here, so let's go over some key points and talk about what it could mean for us as players, and more specifically, what it means for boosting. First off, they discuss the removal of the Dungeon Finder tool, and this is a pretty controversial topic among the classic WoW community, with a lot of players wanting it removed and a lot also wanting it to stay in. Brian basically says in this interview that they want to add modern WoWs looking for a group system in Wrath, and personally I think this system is going to be actually really nice and easy to use. And I think overall it's going to be a nice addition to the game. With no Dungeon Finder, I think this is actually pretty much a requirement to add that, because the current looking for group tool in TVC is basically useless. Nobody uses it and it's just kind of clunky and it doesn't do anything. So if they aren't adding Dungeon Finder, then at least they can add this pre-made group system that they have in modern WoW that can kind of make grouping up a little bit easier and more streamlined. Next, he talks about the looking for group channel, and this is where he mentions boosting. He says, we're considering bringing over some of the changes in Season of Mastery that reduced boosting spam there, and should have more to share on that topic soon. The change I believe he is referring to is most likely this one. Players who kill an enemy while in a group with one or more players at a much higher level than the slain enemy will receive significantly less experience. Anyone who has played Season of Mastery knows that this means anytime a player is in your group and the mobs are great to them, the lower level players will get no experience from the kills. So think about any boost right now that's going on. RFC, SM, ZF, Strat, Slave Pens, all of the mobs in those dungeons are gray to the booster, meaning that if they were to implement this change, all of those boosts would be completely eliminated in Wrath of the Lich King. I think overall this will be a good change for the health of the game. Even though some of my own content is about boosting, I've always kind of viewed boosting as like an extra little bonus to gold farming if you're already doing that dungeon anyways. So for instance, even with the boosting changes, I'll still be farming gold in LBRS, Strat, Scaldo, ZF, and other places. It just removes the possibility of getting paid by lower level characters to do it for them. Since there also won't be a Dungeon Finder, that means that if you want to level an alt, you're either going to have to just quest, or you're going to use the pre-made group finder to make a dungeon group. And that's going to make the world feel a lot more alive for those who are still lower level. And the addition of heirlooms and alt friendliness in Wrath will also mean that there's going to be a lot of people leveling new characters. So let me know in the comments what you think about this change. Do you think it's too much, or do you think Blizzard has the right idea here? As for the rest of the article, the key points are that they're looking at how to tackle some other issues in Wrath, such as how to balance racial abilities in PvP, the faction imbalance problem in Wintergrasp, raid lockouts, spotting, dual spec, stuff like that. It's a pretty good read, and it contains some really good information about how Wrath is going to play out. So if you want to check it out, I'll leave a link in the description to the article, or just go on Wowhead, it's on there. I really just wanted to cover the part that mentions boosting, as a lot of people use boosting to level alts, and a lot of my viewers use it to make gold and help their friends and stuff. So if you have any alts that you're going to want to play in Wrath, and you don't like questing, and you're not going to want to find groups for dungeons, I suggest you boost them now while you still can. I also want to thank these 5 lovely people for supporting me on Patreon. You guys are awesome, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And also, if you want to see more Wrath content coming soon, feel free to subscribe to my channel and help me get to my goal of 10,000 by the end of this year. I will really appreciate that. Thank you very much. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.